The Bible truth behind the extinction of dinosaurs. Dear brothers in Christ, today I would like to bring forth an essential topic regarding the life of dinosaurs on Earth. Scientists theorize dinosaurs as they first appeared between 247 and 240 million years ago. They ruled the Earth for about 175 million years until an extinction event 65.5 million years ago wiped out all of them, except for the avian dinosaurs. Scientists don't agree entirely on what happened, but the extinction likely was a double or triple whammy involving an asteroid impact, choking chemicals from erupting volcanoes, climate change and possibly other factors. Scientists first began studying dinosaurs during the 1820s, when they discovered the bones of a large land reptile they dubbed a megalosaurus, which means big lizard, buried in the English countryside. In 1842, Sir Richard Owen, Britain's leading paleontologist, first coined the term dinosaur. Owen had examined bones from three different creatures: Megalosaurus, Iguanodon, and Hylaeosaurus. Each of them lived on land, was larger than any living reptile, walked with their legs directly beneath their bodies instead of out to the sides, and had three more vertebrae in their hips than other known reptiles. Using this information, Owen determined that the three formed a special group of reptiles, which he named Dinosauria. The word comes from the ancient Greek word dinos, means terrible, and sauros means lizard or reptile. There were many different kinds of dinosaurs. The smallest types were about the same size as a chicken, and the largest were over 100 feet, 30 meters, long. Different dinosaurs ate different diets. Some types of dinosaurs ate only meat, carnivores; some ate only plants, herbivores; and some ate both plants and meats, omnivores. Many people incorrectly assume that all the dinosaurs lived together at the same time. This was not the case. The dinosaurs lived during a period known as the Mesozoic era, which lasted many millions of years. During that time, new types of dinosaurs evolved, and other types went extinct. In fact, in terms of distance in time, we are closer to some of the later types of dinosaurs such as Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops, than they are to some of the mid-period, and relatively early types of dinosaurs such as Stegosaurus or Plateosaurus. The world was very different at the time of the dinosaurs. However, the dinosaurs were around for such a long time that the world changed considerably over this period. At the time of the earliest dinosaurs, the Triassic period, all the Earth's continents were joined together in one supercontinent, called Pangaea. During the final period of the dinosaurs, known as the Cretaceous period, just before the dinosaurs become extinct, the supercontinent had broken up, and the different parts had begun to drift apart into something starting to resemble the modern globe. Dinosaur fossils have been found all over the world and studied by paleontologists to find out more about the many different types of these creatures that existed. Scientists have traditionally divided the dinosaur group into two orders, the bird Hyptornithischia and the lizard Hyptosaurischia. From there, dinosaurs have been broken down into numerous genera, Tyrannosaurus or Triceratops, and each genus into one or more species. Some dinosaurs were bipedal, which means they walked on two legs. Some walked on four legs, quadrupedal, and some were able to switch between these two walking styles. Some dinosaurs were covered with a type of body armor, and some probably had feathers, like their modern bird relatives. Some moved quickly, while others were lumbering and slow. Most dinosaurs were herbivores, or plant-eaters, but some were carnivorous and hunted or scavenged other dinosaurs in order to survive. Other theorists also say that dinosaurs mysteriously disappeared at the end of the Cretaceous period, around 65 million years ago. Many other types of animals, as well as many species of plants, died out around the same time, and numerous competing theories exist as to what caused this mass extinction. In addition to the great volcanic or tectonic activity that was occurring around that time, Scientists have also discovered that a giant asteroid hit Earth about 65.5 million years ago, landing with the force of 180 trillion tons of TNT and spreading an enormous amount of ash all over the Earth's surface. Deprived of water and sunlight, plants and algae would have died, killing off the planet's herbivores. After a period of surviving on the carcasses of these herbivores, carnivores would have died out as well. Conspiracy theorists fabricate more and more theories and ultimately bring the world to a conclusion that dinosaurs exist. However, in the beginning was the Word, all things were made by Word, and without Word was not anything made that was made. John chapter 1 verse 1. This verse in Bible clearly states that whatever is created in this world is made by the Word, so only the Word itself can conclude the existence of dinosaurs on Earth. So, let's take a deep dip in the ocean of Bible to discover their existence. I strongly believe that Bible alone can clear the confusion of today's paleontologists regarding the birth, existence and extinction of dinosaurs. Dear brothers, now let us analyze how far these theories are correct. I think that a Christian is an able guy who could probe into these matters and give this world a conclusion that is in half-baked knowledge. I believe that a Christian is aware and matured of all wisdom because he is a student of Bible. I ever believe that there is nothing unknown to a man of God who is taught by God himself. Let us teach these scientists the lesson regarding the existence of dinosaurs. Because Bible says, we do, however, speak a message of wisdom among the mature, but not the wisdom of this age or of the rulers of this age, who are coming to nothing. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 6. Now let's come to a conclusion whether dinosaurs existed or not. In order to investigate into this we need to move on to the beginning verses of Bible where God mentioned his creation. So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living thing with which the water teems and that moves about in it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. And God said, let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to its kind. And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Genesis chapter 1 verse 21 to 24. Here God explains that he created great creatures of the sea according to their kind. We can ascertain two issues from these words. First is that sea bears great creatures and the second is they are in kinds. Many questions regarding the existence of dinosaurs are answered by God that they are created in great sizes and of kinds. One major conclusion has to be given regarding the calculations of God's 7-day creation. Major group of literates consider the 7-day creation of God as the 24-hour-a-day format. This is really a major blunder committed by these people. According to Bible, God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Genesis chapter 1 verse 4 and 5. With the dawn of first day in creation there are no earth, sun and moon in the firmament. They came into existence day 4. And God said, let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times, and days and years, and let them be lights in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. Genesis chapter 1 verse 14. God made our sun and moon on fourth day only to give light on earth. How could they govern for the entire universe? God clearly mentioned that those are for earth only but not to the entire universe. The 24-hour day format is only for Earth but not to the entire universe, but these foolish are spreading wrong notions to degrade Bible. A universal day is entirely different from an Earth's day. In our solar system, days differ from planet to planet basing on their size and revolution. For example, one complete orbit takes 365.256 days, one sidereal year, for Earth, whereas it is 687 days for Mars and 12 years for Jupiter's orbit. This clarifies that the hour limit and day limit varies from planet to planet. If this is the theory, then how could these ignoramuses conclude the 24-hour format to Earth with the entire universe? It can be concluded that universe was created not in 24-hour Earth's day format, but the day and night presumes that those are universal days for which the calculations are infinite. According to Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, on the fifth universal day, great creatures of the seas and also every winged bird according to its kind were created. Dinosaurs of the bird Hyptornithischia and the lizard Hyptsoristia are created on the same day, which could be of a very long period, as the universal day resembles millions and millions of years. So my dear readers, this indicates that dinosaurs existed a very long time on this earth. Now let us look at some visuals that explain various types of dinosaurs. Bible quotes an interesting and breathtaking biography regarding these dinosaurs. Let us read the passage from the Bible. Can you pull in Leviathan with a fishook or tie down its tongue with a rope? Can you put a cord through its nose or pierce its jaw with a hook? Job chapter 41 verse 1 and 2. By these words God is explaining about a huge monstrous creature before Christ in the book of Bible. We have the historic creature accounts recorded in Bible. Here the real meaning of Leviathan is unknown to this world, but resembles a great sea creature, a sea dragon, or as a crooked serpent. Bible explains its existence in this whole chapter and also different parts in Bible. Bible explains its impossible features to control the creature which existed then but not today. A man couldn't simply control this creature with his simple hooks and instruments, nor to tame them, which can be explained through these following words in Bible. Will it keep begging you for mercy? Will it speak to you with gentle words? Will it make an agreement with you for you to take it as your slave for life? Can you make a pet of it like a bird, or put it on a leash for the young women in your house? Will traders barter for it? Will they divide it up among the merchants? Can you fill its hide with harpoons or its head with fishing spears? If you lay a hand on it, you will remember the struggle and never do it again. Any hope of subduing it is false, the mere sight of it is overpowering. No one is fierce enough to rouse it. Who then is able to stand against me? Job chapter 41 verses 3 to 10. If we read the entire passage in Job, we can come to a conclusion that God is defining a creature and its specialties made by him. One may ask that why can't we find this creature nowadays if it is made by God? As a creator he gives its detailed explanation, which has become extinct now but existed on earth in early times. Bible also gives a statement that some creatures are becoming extinct in this nature, which can be supported by this verse. Because of this the land dries up, and all who live in it waste away. The beasts of the field, the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea are swept away. Hosea chapter 4 verse 3. How long will the land lie parched and the grass in every field be withered? Because those who live in it are wicked, the animals and birds have perished. Jeremiah chapter 12 verse 4. By these words in Bible it is pretty clear that many species are being wiped out and getting extinct due to the nature of man, and it works as a chain reaction in this nature. So we can conclude that the once existed Leviathan, or an unknown gigantic creature, has become extinct in their timeline. As a Christian it is an easy task to come to a conclusion simply by believing the Word of God, but whereas scientists go for a ride to dig into various soils around the world and then come to a vague conclusion which might not be correct all the times. Now let us dig into the depths of Bible, which gives us a clear explanation why these dinosaurs have become extinct all over the world. Science gives us an unclear theory regarding their extinction worldwide. The famous theory is that dinosaurs mysteriously disappeared at the end of the Cretaceous period, around 65 million years ago, with the theory that a giant asteroid hit Earth about 65.5 million years ago, landing with the force of 180 trillion tons of TNT and spreading an enormous amount of ash all over the Earth's surface, causing dinosaur extinction. As a Bible believer and student, I question the authenticity of this story. That how could a giant asteroid kill only, I stress, once again, only dinosaurs? There are so many species on Earth from micro to macro. How can an asteroid kill only these dino species? This elaborates that these paleontologists don't have brains but to spread these fabricated and conspiracy theories. So these theories are to be banned and buried, and now biblical theory has to be established stating how these species vanished. Bible states a marvelous quote how these creatures have been vanished. It was you who split open the sea by your power. You broke the heads of the monster in the waters. It was you who crushed the heads of Leviathan and gave it as food to the creatures of the desert. Psalms chapter 74 verse 13 and 14. Wow! What a tremendous explanation was given in Bible. God, as a creator, he himself only can create and destroy the heads of Leviathan. No man is able to tame or to take control of these giant monsters, as explained in Job. How many are your works, Lord? In wisdom you made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. There is the sea, vast and spacious, teeming with creatures beyond number, living things both large and small. The ships go to and fro, and Leviathan, which you formed to frolic there. Psalms chapter 104 verse 24 to 26. Today's modern world should bow their heads before Bible and accept its authenticity as it created the whole universe. In that day, the Lord will punish with his sword his fierce, great and powerful sword, Leviathan the gliding serpent, Leviathan the coiling serpent. He will slay the monster of the sea. Isaiah chapter 27 verse 1. This verse clearly states that God himself is capable of punishing or crushing the great monster. Here many may misunderstand that Leviathan is only a sea monster and but not a land-living creature. If at all Leviathan is only a sea creature, then why in Isaiah God explains Leviathan as a gliding serpent? We all know the meaning of glide as to fly or to soar in the sky. So we shouldn't misunderstand that the creature as a sea monster, but it can also fly and it can also blow fire from its nostrils. Though the name was not coined at the time, Bible defined this creature as a large, harmful, flying and dangerous creature. Was it a serpent or a sea monster or a dinosaur? Bible explains that these creatures had all the features that exist in dinosaurs. Bible states that God only can kill these creatures with his mighty sword. Awake, awake, arm of the Lord, clothe yourself with strength. Awake, as in days gone by, as in generations of old. Was it not you who cut Rahab to pieces, who pierced that monster through? Isaiah chapter 51 verse 9. Many won't believe the truths written in Bible but argue its divinity. How fools are they! None of the rulers of this age understood it, for if they had, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. However, as it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love him, these are the things God has revealed to us by his Spirit. The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. 1 Corinthians 2:8-10. For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but their thinking became futile and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools. Romans chapter 1 verses 21 and 22. Is this not sufficient to prove that Bible is great and divine? Yes, Bible is ever a mighty book among the ocean of books around the world. I command these scientists even now also they have a chance to accept the holiness of Bible. If not, they can face me in a challenge to make their theories null and void basing on Bible. At least even now all Western and European people have to teach their children the lessons from Bible and incorporate the study of Bible from kindergarten to universities in their countries. Stop accepting theories of NASA scientists and Stephen William Hawkins who are disbelievers and opine that there is no creator behind this creation. Can there be a creation without creator or anything existing without the maker? How foolish the world has turned to. These notions are to be wiped out from human brains and affirm the theories of God and Bible which lead mankind to another future world afterlife. It can be clearly understood that dino species are many as Bible defines them in various ways as written below. Has not my inheritance become to me like a speckled bird of prey that other birds of prey surround and attack? Go and gather all the wild beasts, bring them to devour. Jeremiah 12:9. Here Bible doesn't say about the tiny birds but some terrifying bird species which live on humans as prey. Pterodactyl is the common term for the winged reptiles properly called pterosaurs, which belong to the taxonomic order Pterosauria. Scientists typically avoid using the term and concentrate on individual genera, such Pterodactylus and Pteranodon. There are at least 130 valid pterosaur genera, according to David Hone, a paleontologist at Queen Mary University of London. They were widespread and lived in numerous locations across the globe, from China to Germany to the Americas. Pterosaurs first appeared in the late Triassic period and roamed the skies until the end of the Cretaceous period, 228 to 66 million years ago, according to an article published in 2008 in the German scientific journal Zitiliana. Even in Revelation Bible metaphorically states its appearance. Then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on its heads. Its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. Revelation chapter 12 verses 3 and 4. God even describes the devil as the dragon or the serpent in its mighty shape as of dinosaurs. God is metaphorically explaining the shape of the serpent which mankind is unaware of. Many Christian brothers imagine that serpent which made our ancestors against God is only a simple serpent in Eden, but in reality it is not. We visualize. We know that universe is very huge and infinite in that we come across plenty of stars which are very huge in size than sun. God explains that the tail of this huge serpent has swept the stars out of the sky, which means it is not the size we imagine, but it has a very gigantic appearance as it is also a spirit. When the devil has a huge size, how can it choose a tiny creature on earth when it enters into Eden? So Bible clearly specifies that this evil spirit chose a colossal shape to make Eve heed to the words it spoke. Usually humans are always subjected to be led by the size and shape to pay attention to. So that is the reason devil to enter into the Garden of Eden and make Eve afraid of chose the then huge creature existing on the planet Earth, which is none other than a dinosaur. A huge monstrous natured devil always prefers a massive shape to show off its fear to humans. Devil which entered the Garden of Eden wanted to deceive Eve with its monstrous shape and create fear in her and to pay attention to its words. So it is not a little snake-sized that clinched to a tree in Eden, but it came in the shape of a horrifying creature which frightened Eve. But I am afraid that just as Eve was deceived by the serpent's cunning, your minds may somehow be led astray from your sincere and pure devotion to Christ. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. These words tell us how Eve was deceived by the evil to turn them against God. When Eve looked at the huge shape and size of serpent which came in the shape of dragon or dinosaur with its sharp teeth and the huge jaws, she was speechless and was bound to believe her deceived words. As it was written in Bible, that humans will lose hope of subduing it. The mere sight of it is overpowering. I will not fail to speak of Leviathan's limbs, its strength and its graceful form. Who can strip off its outer coat? Who can penetrate its double coat of armor? Who dares open the doors of its mouth, ringed about with fearsome teeth? Its back has rows of shields tightly sealed together, each is so close to the next that no air can pass between. They are joined fast to one another, they cling together and cannot be parted. Its snorting throws out flashes of light, its eyes are like the rays of dawn. Flames stream from its mouth, sparks of fire shoot out. Smoke pours from its nostrils as from a boiling pot over burning reeds. Its breath sets coals ablaze, and flames dart from its mouth. Strength resides in its neck, dismay goes before it. The folds of its flesh are tightly joined, they are firm and immovable. Its chest is hard as rock, hard as a lower millstone. When it rises up, the mighty are terrified, they retreat before its thrashing. Job chapter 41 verses 9 and 12 to 25. These words once again clarify that this huge monster is not a sea creature, but it has limbs and neck which resembles only then existed dinosaur species. God, on seeing the nature and arrogance of this monster, he cursed its shape, which makes humans to tremble. So the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and all wild animals. You will crawl on your belly and you will eat dust all the days of your life." Genesis chapter 3 verse 14. God brought down its shape, which made her proud among all the livestock and wild animals. No species were destroyed by God but except dinosaur. God destroyed only dinosaur because he wanted humans to rule the world and its inhabitants. Then God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. God made us in his image to rule the world, so if dinosaurs existed, how could we tame them and rule them, as they are arrogant and brutal creatures? When devil entered into the body of dinosaur and made humans to revolt against God, he wanted to eradicate these species on the face of the earth as they terrorize humans. How could human beings rule while they exist? So that was the reason God executed them. God wanted his child to be the ruler. The fear and dread of you will fall on all the beasts of the earth, and on all the birds in the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and on all the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands. Genesis chapter 9 verse 2. Dinosaurs were not to be domesticated due to their rude behavior. So God drew his mighty sword to kill a giant leviathan or serpent or dinosaur. Many foolish scientists conclude that they were destroyed with the fall of asteroid. In that day, the Lord will punish with his sword his fierce, great and powerful sword. Leviathan the gliding serpent, Leviathan the coiling serpent, he will slay the monster of the sea. Isaiah chapter 27 verse 1. You made them rulers over the works of your hands. You put everything under their feet, all flocks and herds, and the animals of the wild, the birds in the sky, and the fish in the sea, all that swim the paths of the seas. Psalms 8-6-8. If dinosaurs existed, can they be under the feet of mankind? God intentionally changed the shape and size of this monster, which took pride on mankind, to be tamed and lie under human feet. God cursed this monster into a small-shaped serpent to crawl on ground and to bow before the feet of his image. All kinds of animals, birds, reptiles and sea creatures are being tamed and have been tamed by mankind. James chapter 3 verse 7. Bible gives the correct reason for the extinction of these species. They are not meant to coexist with humans. Today's paleontologists are so stupid because they want to give birth to this extinct species without knowing the consequences. If at all these scientists bring them into existence again, this would result in a catastrophic event to the world. Hollywood brought these creatures life on screen and also explained the dire situations what they would face by picturing movies like Jurassic Park and Godzilla. A Christian is so intellect to emphasize that these creatures are of no use to this modern world, but are only knocking their heads and spending millions of fortune in these unnecessary discoveries. Christian must think of God's plan and the importance which he gave to mankind on the face of earth by striking down these creatures harmful to mankind. Only a small-sized book in this world which is ignored by the modern philosophers and scientists gives the correct answer for the extinction of dinosaur species on Earth. A Christian today should lift his head to prove the trueness and authenticity of Bible. Nobody in this world has the guts to disprove the greatness of Bible. I challenge this world to shut their mouths and not to blabber on this mighty book written by God. It has to be pitied that some Christian countries are now banning Bible in their countries because they could not understand its depths and the plan of God. I suggest these paleontologists not to waste their time in digging to uncover the hidden mysteries of dinosaurs, but rather it would be beneficial if they dig into the truths written in Bible ages ago. Do not become fools in the eyes of Lord. If the world really wants to unravel the unexplained in this universe, then come to me and our Lord Father, He will unravel many